Hello everyone, welcome everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today we have another session on writing introduction. So yesterday we had a session on understanding essay structures. Today we'll be discussing about how to write introduction. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all. Just let me
my voice. Okay. So, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Prabjot Kaur this side. I'm an IDP and British Council certified trainer. And today we'll be going to conduct a session on how to write introduction. So introduction is the first paragraph of your task 2. So it is sometimes difficult for students to understand how to start your essay. So it is time consuming when you have to begin your writing task. So kahan se shuru kare, from where to write, how to start it. So introduction is something that take a lot of your time, right? Because beginning of anything is difficult. So uske baad jo flow ban jata hai, then you keep on writing. So we will be understanding what is introduction, how we need to write introduction, and how to make your introduction much more effective. And if you are facing problem in writing introduction, how you can overcome it, right? How you can use simple ways to write an introduction in your essay writing. Just give me a second. So before starting, let's understand what is an introduction. So introduction hai kya? We know that it is the first paragraph of our essay writing. That is an introduction. So what it should include? So introduction simply means that you have to introduce the argument that you are going to make in your body paragraphs or in your essay. Okay. So you need to elaborate on the arguments. Then when a reader reads your introduction, reader is examiner. Okay. When he will read your introduction, he should have very much clear picture of what the topic is. What is the topic? And he should clearly understand what is your opinion or what is your answer. Okay. So introduction is a reflection of what the topic is and what is your answer. Okay. It is the first paragraph that maintains the relation with the upcoming paragraphs. So in a simple language, introduction should have 3 things in it. Topic, what is the topic? A clear picture, a clear reflection of topic that examiner don't have to refer back to the topic again and again. Then what is your answer or what is your opinion? And finally, why? Why this is your answer? So these 3 things should be clear in your introduction. How we will be, writing these 3 things. Let's understand. Simple 2-step approach. We have to follow simple 2-step approach when we are writing introduction. Now, what this 2-step approach includes, it's rephrasing and writing thesis statement. Many student comes, they ask about, ma'am, general statement लिख सकते हैं? Yes, of course लिख सकते हैं. Even in my in our premium classes where we do live sessions every day, students come up to me and they because they feel that adding general statement is important. Yes, you can add general statement, but avoid using general statement. Like for example, you have an essay on education. Don't use like education play a pivotal role in everyone's life, right? Or free university education play a pivotal role in everyone's life. So this is very basic. This is kind of a memorized statement you are fixing in front of every introduction. So if you have these statements, avoid writing it. Better to follow two simple step approach, that is rephrase the question and writing your thesis statement. Okay. Now, what is rephrasing? Rephrasing means, in simple words, rewriting the question in your own words without changing its meaning. So you have to rewrite the question in your own words without altering the meaning of your question. So how we will not alter the meaning of the question? Now, hello. Yeah. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Okay. So rephrasing means rewriting the question in your own word without changing its meaning. So rephrasing could be done by using synonyms wherever possible and restructuring your sentence. We will understand how to use synonym, how to write, restructure the sentence. And the second step is your thesis statement. Thesis simply means answering the question. Answering the question and maintaining link with the next paragraphs. Okay. So if I talk about rephrasing the question, from rephrasing our topic will be clear, and from thesis our answer and why this is our answer, it will be clear. Okay. Now, so this is a topic in front of us. Some people argue that girls and boys should be educated separately, while others think that it is more advantageous for children to study at same school. What is your opinion? So if I have a look at this question, the first step is I have to write introduction. For introduction, I will use simple method. So I know two steps, rephrasing and writing thesis. How will I rephrase? I will use simple method which is known as chunking method. I will chunk the information. I will chunk the information. Chunking means breaking down the statement in some parts. Some people argue girls and boys educated separately. Others think it is more advantageous children to study at same school. So I have chunked the information. Now I will think about some parallel meanings. What are the parallel meanings? So for some people argue, I can write some people proclaim, it is believed by some people, right? Educated separately, I can say individually, educated individually, or single sex education. For study, I can say schooling, or either I can write studying. For same school, I can write co-educational setup. I have to think for the parallel meaning. Okay. For advantageous, I can say beneficial, right? So this is how I have chunked the information. I have break down the information in parts, and now I will rephrase my question. Simple rephrasing. So rephrasing is done in two ways. One is using synonyms wherever possible. It is not at all important. It is not at all important to rephrase each and every word of the question, right? So the words which you are confident about, the words which you know that you are sure about the synonym, you have to rephrase that word only. Okay. Now some people argue, I'm writing, it is proclaimed by some people, girls and boys should be educated separately. So for girls and boys, I've used children should be educated separately, go to single sex school for studies. So this is how I've rephrased, right? Then while other people assert, while other think, so I have written while other people assert. Now here I am changing the structure of the sentence, right? So they in the beginning they are talking about, it is advantageous. I have changed the position. I have taken it to the end of the sentence. Now how it will come? To study at same school, getting educated in co-educational setup would be more beneficial for school boys and girls, right? It would be more advantageous for school boys and girls. So this is my rephrasing. I have picked the information, chunked it into pieces, and I have rephrased information. I have used synonyms wherever possible. And in the second part, I have rephrased by changing the structure of the sentence. This is what we need to do in the first part of the writing introduction. Now comes thesis. Thesis is very important. It actually gives a clear position. what is your position and what is your opinion, or what is your answer, which we'll be going to talk about in the upcoming paragraphs. Okay, so it gives a clear position of writer. Writer means student who is writing the essay. Okay, so thesis should be written very carefully. Okay, so I've seen students tend to write, I agree with the former or latter viewpoint. Former means pehle wala, latter means baad wala. Okay, so I agree with the former or latter viewpoint. Okay, and the second one is I agree with the former or latter viewpoint, and I will elaborate it in the upcoming paragraphs. Right, so this is something I've seen students writing this again and again. I will elaborate it in the upcoming paragraphs. So this is not wrong, but this is very limited. This is limited. So this test is about your flexibility in the language. So if you're using limited or very much, quite fixed phrases or memorized phrases, it will affect your band score. Okay, so I would recommend you to not write these fixed statements in your thesis sentence. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Now, this is the third one. I agree that children should be sent to mixed schools. Okay, so it is fine. I am giving my opinion. I agree. So I am saying that referring to the question, I'm referring to the question in my own words rather than writing letter or former. Okay, so I'm writing a question, rewriting the question in my own words. This is still okay, but I have to be more elaborative. We have to cover three things. Topic, I have done. Now, what is my opinion? I will do it, and why this is my opinion. So I will clearly start with in my opinion. This is again a linking word which is going to reflect that, yes, I'm going to talk about my opinion now. So I will start with in my opinion. I firmly agree. This is my opinion. I take a firm agreement. Okay, this is my clear position, which I will be stating throughout the essay. So I firmly agree that children should be sent to mixed-sex schools for their education. That children should be sent to, I am rewriting the question in my own words, referring back to the question in my own words. So this, as it will promote gender equality, my reason why I am agreeing, as again, a language, indicating language that is telling that I'm going to talk about why I agree to this, as it will promote gender equality and also will help them to understand real life situation. So, children will understand real life situation, gender equality will be promoted. So these are the 2 points which I will be adding in the upcoming paragraphs as well. So my complete introduction would be, this will be my complete introduction. It is proclaimed by some people that children should go to single-sex school for studies, while other people assert that getting educated in co-educational setup would be more beneficial for school boys and girls. In my opinion, I firmly agree that children should be sent to mixed-sex schools for their education, as it will promote gender equality and will also help them to understand real life situations. So this, I will not write this if I want to write an effective introduction. So for effective introduction, I need to be more clear, more precise, and I have to show my flexibility in the language. So let's have a look on this question. We'll try doing it. Okay. Some people believe that teenagers should be required to do unpaid community service in their free time. It can benefit, or this can benefit teenagers and the community. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So they're talking about, some people believe that teenagers should be required to do unpaid community service in their free time, right? This can benefit teenagers and the community. Okay, so they are talking about teenagers. It's a specific word in the question. Now, when I will use synonym for this word, I have to be very much clear and very much specific that I'm talking about teenagers, not children, not people, only teenager. And the other specific word is unpaid community service, that is voluntary work. Okay, so I have to be very clear that I am talking about voluntary work or free community service, okay, or voluntary work for society, right? In their free time means they're talking about their leisure time. So these are some specific words of the question which I need to be, thoughtfully and mindfully, I have to write them while rephrasing. Okay. Now let's understand. We have to chunk the information. For some people believe teenagers should be. For should be, we can write ought to, must be required to do unpaid community service in their free time, right? This can benefit teenagers and community. Now the question is, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Now we have to chunk the information. For some people believe, I will write it, I can write it is believed by some individuals opine, as believed or proclaimed by some people. I can start like this. Okay, for teenager, I can say teens, youngsters, adolescents. Okay, unpaid community service, voluntary service, but for society, the community service they're talking about, right? Charity for society, free community service, free community work. Then benefit. So for benefit, can bring advantages or beneficial or helpful or valuable. This is what I can write for benefit. So this is how, when even in our live training program, even in the live classes, when we do write the introduction, this is something which is very important, because introduction can sometimes be very much time consuming. So if you are aware, if you are doing it correctly, if you have a strategy how to handle your introduction, even the most difficult question, you'll be able to write it down. Okay, so this is the chunking method is very useful to begin with, right? And yes, of course, we have, in our sessions, in our live classes, especially for general training students, we do advanced rephrasing as well. Okay, but yes, you can start doing rephrasing using this chunking method, which is quite effective, and many of students have already benefited from this method. Okay, now, so we have already have a list of words, and we have thought of the parallel meanings. Now we will do the rephrasing part. The first part is rephrase the question. Move with the question. You just have to move as the question is moving. Just move with the question. Okay. Now, some people believe, some people opine. Teenagers should be required. So for should be required, we have used, that encouraging teenager, that we should encourage teenager to participate. To do, for do, we have used participate. Okay. So this is, we have used some better words. So if you are beginner, you can simply write that. Some people believe that teenager ought to do, ought to perform, ought to participate in, right? So this is how you can rephrase if you are in the beginning phase of your IELTS preparation. Slowly and gradually, you will be improvising, you will be working on different kinds of paraphrasing or restructuring. Okay, so we can say some people opine that encouraging teenager to participate in free community service in their free time, in their leisure time. So this is the second sentence. This can benefit teenager and community. So we will say would bring immense welfare. So another word, would bring immense welfare, or would bring immense benefit, bring immense advantage to society and individuals themselves, teenagers and community. So we have rephrase. So this rephrasing, the second question which we are doing right now, is a bit advanced than the previous one, right? We have tried to use different words, but yes, we are still doing the chunking method, but we have restructured and used more advanced words in this. Now, so this was our rephrasing. How to write thesis? They are asking about to what extent do you agree or disagree? We have to talk about the extent. What is the extent? Am I completely agreeing with this, partially agreeing with this, or disagreeing with this? What is my opinion? I have to tell that. Now, so this is my thesis statement. In my opinion, so I am going to state my opinion. It is clear from the first phrase. I firmly agree. This is my position. My position is that I firmly agree. I am completely agreeing with this. Okay, that involvement in voluntary service will benefit individuals as now I am again referring to the question. I've given my position that I agree, referring to the question that involvement, this is a question. Involvement in voluntary service will benefit individual as they can learn life skill and can also uplift the society in many ways. So I'm talking about, in the question they were talking about benefit teenagers and community. So I'm saying it will benefit individuals how they can learn important life skills, and society because it can lift society in many ways, right? So this is my clear opinion. I am agreeing because individual ko ye benefit hoga, society ko ye benefit hoga, right? So this will be my complete introduction. Some people opine that encouraging teenagers to participate in free community service in their leisure time would bring immense welfare to society and individuals themselves. In my opinion, I firmly agree that involvement in voluntary service will benefit individuals as they can learn life skills and can also uplift society in many ways. Right? I hope it is clear and easy to understand introduction. And students who are preparing for IELTS, who are just started preparing, it will be quite helpful for you. You can begin your introduction writing like this way. Now, the third question. Nowadays, both men and women spend a lot of money on beauty care. This was not so in the past. Now, this is a question. This is causes. So this question is a bit tricky. You have to understand here. So nowadays means in current scenario, in the modern time, both men and women, both males and females, both the genders spend a lot of money. They are splurging. They are spending a lot of money, huge amount of money on beauty care, on beauty products. Beauty care includes products, treatments, and procedures. This was not in the past. So people in the past, they were not doing this, right? What may be the root cause of this? We have to talk about, they are asking what may be the root cause of this. Discuss the reasons and possible results. So we have to give, why people are doing this and what are the results of this. So two questions are asked, reasons and results. Okay. So how we will rephrase this question? So a bit advanced rephrasing is done here as well. I've changed the structure completely. When we read the introduction, we'll identify the structure. The structure of the statement has been changed. It is restructured. So nowadays, I've written in the modern era, people as compared to the past. So I have changed the position of this statement. I have brought it forward. People as compared to the past. I'm making comparison. Have started splurging, spend a lot of money. This is the second. So this is the first part. So this is the second and this is the third part. Have started splurging on beauty products and procedures. Now, beauty products and procedure, I'm talking, this is the fourth part. And this is also one part. Men and women. So they're talking about both men and women. I have to write this also in my thesis because it is an important information. They're not talking about only women, only men. They're talking about both men and women. So I'll write whether men or women. Right? So I have rephrased the question in single sentence by restructuring it. And this is, a bit advanced restructuring. Okay. So it is in this modern era, people as compared to the past have started splurging on beauty products and procedures, whether men or women. Splurging means spending extravagantly. Okay. Now, I believe this is my, I'm saying that what they have been discuss the reasons. What may be the root cause? I believe that this is mainly prompted by exposure to media and widespread advertisement or increasing affordability, whatever you feel. You can choose two. Okay. So I have to give answer here. I have to give answer that what do I think are the reasons. I will just not write there are many reasons and I will discuss in the upcoming paragraphs. No, I have to specify that yes, there are reasons because of which people are influenced to buy these products. And these reasons are this and this. Okay, so I'll say, I believe this is mainly prompted by exposure to media and widespread advertisement and increasing affordability. So it means in my body paragraph, I have two main ideas, media and advertisement. So I will be giving this in my body paragraph. So what are the possible results? It has both positive and negative impact on society. So in my solution, on my result paragraph, I will be writing about positive and negative impact on society. Okay. Yes, I hope it is clear. Any question, any doubt to anyone? Great. So we have so far talked about, we have discussed writing introduction, and I hope it will be very easy for you to write introduction now. And so the beginning of your essay, which is like quite time consuming, it would be easy, and you can approach it in much better way by going through the points which we have discussed. Chunk the information, chunk out the information, and try to write it down, try to rephrase, use different words, try to use different restructuring. So we have done three questions here. In all the questions, we use different rephrasing, right? Just refer back to this video, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. We have more videos, or we will be coming up with the more videos on writing task. Okay. Class. Okay, so let me introduce you to our premium training program. Yes, we are offering premium training program in which you will get live session every day. So in live session, it is around 1.5 to 2 hour of session in which we do live readings, live writings are done, writing discussion, evaluations. It is quite interactive session in which we discuss step-by-step approach of approaching your tasks. Okay, so whether it's reading or writing or speaking is one-on-one, right? Everything is in much detail. You will get mock tests, practice material, and all the strategies will be discussed. We approach, in the live session, we approach according to the weakness of individual student, right? So this is the reason we plan our classes, and we plan the structure before we begin the class. Okay, so many of the students are already benefited from this. So we have experienced trainer who are certified. Martin sir, he's a native English speaker, it's me, and Miss Amita. We all are experienced, and we have already helped many students to get their desired band. Students have scored government. Yes, see, there are some words, Sony, in which, yes, so some common words you think are used quite often in your IELTS writing. You should have some, synonyms for it. For example, if you're talking, you can say national authorities. So this is some synonyms we can use for government. So word like people, government, we have important, challenges, drawbacks. So these are some words which are quite repeated in our IELTS test. So we should have the words which are repeated often. We should know their synonyms. Okay. Society, for society we can write community. Okay, so you should be aware of these words. Other than this, so some words do not have direct synonyms. For example, university. So in that case, it's better to use referencing. Refer the word, right? Universities. The University of London is providing this course. It is also offering this. So I'm using it for university. Rather than repeating it, I have used referencing. Okay, so if you're not sure about any synonym, and you have to be careful, you don't have to just use, don't use synonym for sake of using it. ये नहीं करना कि synonym तो use करना ही है तो use कर ले. तो अगर आप नहीं sure हो कि इसका exact synonym क्या है, क्योंकि अगर आप synonym use करोगे वो exact meaning नहीं convey करेगा, आपके bands बढ़ने की बजाय it will drop because it will be counted as a wrong word. So better you can repeat that word. अगर उस टाइम पे आपको नहीं आ रहा, एक बार ही रिपीट कर लो, उसके बाद रेफरेंसिंग यूज कर लो उसके लिए, right, to maintain a flow, to avoid repetition. Okay, or you can use a phrase for it, right? For example, canteen. सो अगर आपको नहीं पता कैंटीन या कैफेटेरिया का क्या सिनोनिम है, ईटिंग एरिया, ईटिंग जॉइंट, तो आप इसको एक सेंटेंस की फॉर्म में, फ्रेज की फॉर्म में यूज करो, राइट? Any other question, anyone? Sony, Sony, I think you are clear with your doubt. Great. So yeah, I was talking about the recent results. So these are the recent results of the students in which they have scored, 8.5 in listening, reading, writing 7.5. And yes, in speaking, we have students with 8 bands, right? So if you are looking for any kind of premium training program, you can simply reach us on these given numbers, right? And our coordinator will be helping you out with the program, right? And I hope everyone is clear with whatever we have discussed today. So thank you everyone for joining the session for today. Bye-bye. See you in the next session. We'll be soon conducting a session on Wednesday with Mr. Martin. So I request everyone to subscribe the channel so that you get notification whenever we go live and you don't miss any live session. Bye-bye.